Welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about how do we convert more open listings and for sale by owners to exclusive listings with you. Let's begin with the formula. As you see in your notes, like everything else in business, it's just math. Our studies have shown when you speak to 10 open listings or for sale by owners using the dialogues inside your workbook, a minimum of 3 people will invite you over to connect and engage and to preview their property to see if it matches the needs of any of your buyers or if you can just build some trust and rapport with them. What we know, as you see inside your workbook, is that after 10 different homes you previewed, you should be listing a minimum of 2, and in many cases, up to 4 of those properties. So you start by calling and reaching 10 to get 3 appointments. You go on 3, 6, 9, 10 different previews where you're meeting them face to face, taking a look at their home, engaging and asking questions. And of those 10, you should be listing 2 at a minimum, and ideally 4 or more of those properties into exclusive listings just for you. So let's talk about how we get that done. The question I like to start with is, why is it that a percentage of people choose to list in an open listing setting or even go for sale by owner? Now, I know if I did this in an open forum, every person in the room would have an opinion as to why this happens. My experience after nearly 3 decades is simply this: no single agent provided that seller enough value and reasons to list exclusively with them. So they simply followed the same game and the same path as most other people. They haven't met someone extraordinary like you, so they chose an open listing. Or they assumed since they couldn't find any amazing real estate professionals like you, they decided to sell on their own. So I want to share with you a very interesting research piece. I was invited to go spend a day at the Google headquarters, where, as Google, we know as the largest real estate portal, the largest search portal on the planet, Google and all the Googlers shared with a very small number of us some very interesting statistics on not only what people are looking for in a real estate professional, but ultimately, how do they select an agent? What criteria is important to them? So as we're sitting here today asking ourselves, how can I convince more open listings or for sale by owners to stop doing that and choose me as their exclusive listing source? We can do one of 2 things. We can say, well, here's why I think they should do it, or we could look at Google's research of hundreds of thousands of consumers, and specifically the answer to the question, when you selected an agent, what was important to you? When you selected an agent, what was important to you? Now, I may be old school, but I've learned in my career that if Google tells me this is exactly what customers want, I do my best to deliver that. I don't go against the grain against Google. If Google tells me these are the most popular searches, then I'm going to advertise those keywords. If Google tells me we surveyed hundreds of thousands of consumers that were in the process of trying to identify a real estate agent, then I'm going to make sure I pay attention to that, and I think you are too. In your notes, the number 1 thing and the highest percentage answer to the question was the word trust. We're looking for someone that we trust. And they said that 49% of the reason why they selected an agent was that word trust. Now, of course, naturally, we begin to ask ourselves, what can I do to create trust? What can I do to develop trust? We know that in the absence of trust, there is only tension and room for objections. You might want to think about that. In the absence of trust, there is only room for tension, I don't trust you, I'm not sure, I feel tense, and if there's no trust, I'm going to object, I'm going to reject you. So it is paramount that as we think about talking to an open listing or talking to a for sale by owner, that we are deeply and passionately committed to expressing trust and creating trust to remove their barriers and have them see you as the exclusive expert they should choose. Number 2, you see in your notes, is the word experience. And 15% of the people made their decision after seeing an agent's track record, their experience. Now, whether you're an experienced veteran here at RE/MAX or you're a brand new agent, you can do one of two things. You can either take your track record as an experienced agent, or you can take your office or your company's track record and show the experience of the magnificent office you work in. Number 3 is demonstrable ability to negotiate. Now think about it. Why would a for sale by owner sell on their own? Because they believe they can negotiate more effectively than you. They believe that they can market more effectively than you. The more we can demonstrate our ability to bring buyers and sellers together and negotiate the transaction to close, and the more we can give case study-like examples of how we've done that multiple times in the past, again, their sales barrier drops, their trust goes up, and they begin to see why choosing you as their exclusive agent becomes the obvious choice. Number 4, as you see in your notes, is personal referral. 11.8% of all consumers were basically selecting an agent because someone else said they were great, or, you ready? They got enough direct mail pieces in the mail, they got enough of your marketing message, they saw the balloon enough times, and they finally said, I just feel like I know you. They actually expressed it both ways, both that personal, John told me to call, or I really felt like I knew the agent because I'd seen their marketing over and over and over again. Number 5 is an important one. Though the number is smaller, when you look at the data, here's what they said. If the agent works fast, then we selected them. If the agent works fast. Now, think about it in this context. I shared with you the formula. Talk to 10 people, book an appointment with a minimum of 3 to go see their house. If during that conversation you made a promise to deliver something, some information, a sample marketing piece, maybe it was just to write a personal note. When you do it immediately, you're telling that customer that your word is law, that when you say you're going to do something, it's absolutely going to happen, and they begin to trust you even more. Here's another consideration. When you look at working fast, when someone emails you, how fast do you respond? When someone sends you a text message, how quickly do you get back? If someone calls and leaves a message for you, how soon before you respond? Remember, consumers have choices, and what we know today is when someone's reaching out to you in email, in text, a phone call, or in any social media platform, they're not looking for someone who's going to respond next week. They're looking for someone who's going to respond in under 5 minutes. In under 5 minutes. So if you're looking to remove sales barriers, if you're looking to get more yeses, to book more appointments, to get more open listings and more for sale by owners, to stop that nonsense and list exclusively with you, we need to respond faster and we need to keep our word. If we make promises, we need to deliver quickly and most importantly, respond fast. The last one you see is brand, that they actually said we chose the brand. Now, in your case with RE/MAX, the brand is far greater than any brand in your marketplace, in your country. So when you actually dig deeper into the data, when they talked about brand, it actually was also a sign of trust. Because they've seen the balloon so many times, they trust it. Now, my question for you is, now that you have that Google data, now that you have that research, let's talk about what are the most effective ways to use this to influence the for sale by owner or open listing to work exclusively with you. So how do we create trust? Well, obviously, the first thing is to call as many of these people as possible and make a connection. To do that, use the scripts and dialogues we provided. These will not only help you build rapport by asking good questions about their motivation, what's important to them. Finding this out, you'll actually discover connection points where the two of you will have things in common. For example, when you ask, if you sell this home, where are you moving to? And they tell you the next city or location, upsizing or downsizing, you probably have a relatable connection point to that story. Another couple or individual or family you helped do the same exact thing. That's an opportunity for you to share that story in a way that's engaging for that customer so they can begin to see you're not just another salesperson, but you're someone that they can trust, who has that experience. Now, we know that there might be a few other agents in your marketplace calling on these prospects. And our data shows us the following. When someone goes after a for sale by owner or an open listing, the numbers are startling. Nearly 60% of the people will only call 3 times. 3 times. So I might call them 3 times every Monday for 3 weeks. And if I don't reach them, and I don't connect with them, and I don't talk to them, I'm off to the next one. And then we look at the stats of the most successful people at converting opens and converting for sale by owners. They're following up on average over 10 weeks. That means 10 different opportunities where they're making phone calls. If they can send a text message, they might even connect with them on a social media site like Facebook or Instagram, doing whatever it takes, a handwritten note, a letter, knocking on their door, making phone calls, whatever it takes over and over and over again to connect with that prospect. And then again, when they do, asking the questions to remove the sales barrier, build rapport, and make that connection of trust. So as you're thinking about expanding your business and building it by design through open houses and for sale by owners, I want you to be thinking, every one I go after, I'm going to go after them for 10 weeks until I get an appointment to go see their home. That's how you break down the sales barrier, build trust, and show that you're the kind of person that will do whatever it takes to get their home sold. Now, let's talk about how do we show them our experience, our ability to negotiate, and ultimately how our clients feel about us so they can choose you as their exclusive agent. In your workbook, you're going to see that every seller wants to know 5 things. Every seller, potential seller, wants to know 5 things. Number 1, how much time will it take to get the home sold? Number 2, how much money will I get when I sell the property? Number 3, what's your track record? Have you done it before? Have you sold other places just like mine? Number 4, they want to know your marketing plan. And can you demonstrate your ability to get properties sold? And the last one, they want to know, do other people like them trust you? So let's take that into provable pieces, marketing samples that you can use when you're talking to these open listings or for sale by owners to win that exclusive listing. So number 1 on your list is you want to map out your transactions through Google Maps. To do this, it looks like this. All you need to do is take all of the addresses of the properties you've listed and sold and upload them into Google Maps. And you'll immediately get a display that looks like this. The science of direct response marketing tells us that maps with visual displays of transactions and proof of success causes customers to say yes. So the more you can create pieces like this, the better. If you're brand new, you'll want to use your company's track record, your company's success, and change your marketing message to something like a team always outproduces an individual. And then your face and the balloon so they see that beautiful brand and ultimately see that you and your team are selling lots of homes. Number 2, I wrote down you want to be able to display your average days on market. Now, this could be tricky for all of us around the world. What we want to know is, on average, how many days does it take for a home to sell in your marketplace? And then contrast that to how many days you sell homes. In a perfect world, if we can say to a customer, not only do we sell more houses than anyone else, here's our map, we also sell our homes 22 days faster than the competition. So we sell a lot and we do it faster than everyone else. By doing this, you're dropping that sales resistance and you're beginning to show them why they should list with you. Number 3, you once again want to be able to articulate what you list to sell your properties for versus the competition. Again, doing some research to figure out when a home sells in your marketplace, what was the original list price and what was the final sales price? If you can't determine the exact numbers, and that happens in some countries, you simply then want to focus on your list to sales ratio. So you could say, for example, we help our customers get 97% of their asking price. Now, by giving a consumer that number, they now are going to be a little more inquisitive when they talk to another agent who says, I can sell your home too. They might begin to ask, well, what percentage of my sales price will you generate? And the moment they do that to the average agent that doesn't know the answer, that person's trust level goes down instantaneously and yours goes through the roof. So we start with track record and that beautiful map. Then we want to show your days on market compared to the competition. Then we want to be able to show them your list to sale percentage. I get 98%, 97%. And if you can say, and the competition gets 90%, that means when they list with you, they get 6 to 7% more money. Now I want you to think about how the average consumer around the world would respond to this. Here is my track record. We sell more than anyone else. We sell 22 days faster than our competition. The moment you say faster, what does the average person assume? Well, you must have dropped the price and given it away. And then you say, honestly, it's different. We're actually getting you 97% of our list to sale ratio compared to the competition who's at 90%. So by listing with me, not only do we sell it faster, we get you 6 to 7% more money than anyone else in town. Now, my friends, that is a compelling offer. But I take it one step further. Do you know that when the average real estate professional presents their marketing plan, they have no more than 11 different things they do when they present to the seller, here's all the things I'm going to do to get your home sold. I'm old school. I follow a marketing concept called Stack the Cool. And by cool, I mean the goodies, the things you do, the extras that maybe no one else is paying attention to that are perceived by the consumer as being really good. So if the average agent has 7, 8, 10, 11 things they do, we take photos, we hold an open house, I send an email, I do some social media marketing, I put it on all of the portals. If they say, I do these 4 or 5 things, and you turn around and say, we do these 37 things, if you were thinking about listing your home exclusively, would you go with the person that does 4 or 5, or is there greater perceived value in the agent that has 37, 42, 93 different marketing strategies to generate the highest number of quality buyers for your home, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. Which is better for you? You and I both know the answer. So now think about what we've said so far. I'm going to demonstrate, here's my track record. I'm going to prove the point that I sell homes faster in this market than my competition. And not only do I sell them faster, I sell them for more money than my competition. And the reason why is we do more marketing than any other agent or brokerage in our town, in our country, to drive the highest number of quality buyers to your home. And in case you're wondering if it works, you bring out that last one, number 5. And whether it is reviews on a site like Google or LinkedIn, or simply written testimonials from your customers. You know, around the world, we see these things called infomercials, where on the television screen, someone's trying to sell us a product or a service. When you watch those infomercials, those long-form television commercials, nearly 70% of the commercial is a testimonial, where someone like you or I says, I bought that product and I lost weight, and if I can do it, you can do it too. Well, in marketing, that's called a testimonial. In today's culture, today's world, we would call it a review on your business. The more positive reviews you can get in letter form, in video, or on a website, the more of that you have that you can tell and show the customer, the more they trust you and their sales wall drops, and they understand why listing exclusively with you at RE/MAX gives them the best opportunity to get their home sold. Now, with all of that information to absorb, you know where to find the vast majority of this. Inside the Marketing Center, where you can go and download these pieces and begin to use them when you're making those phone calls to those for sale by owners or open listings, and saying to them, if there was a way that I could sell your home faster and sell it for more money because that I do more marketing than anyone else, would it be worth 15 minutes of your time just to talk about it? Well, a simple dialogue like that is going to open the doors through curiosity of every open listing and every for sale by owner in your marketplace. Now, as you think about the formula I gave you, where I said to you, you need to talk to 10 people, you'll get 3 or 4 that you want to go see their home to have a quick discussion. You now have 4 or 5 marketing pieces you can bring with you as tools, as ways to display your value, your credibility, why they should work with you as you're engaging with them, as you're walking through their home and previewing the property. And then, how many times are you going to follow up until they list? The number is 10. We're going to follow up every Monday, just like your workbook says, every Monday with every open listing and every for sale by owner that we've engaged with to find out if they're ready to list exclusively with you. So stop for a minute and let's write down your homework. Number 1 is I want you to go to the Marketing Center and begin to download and look at a few of these tools, a few of these marketing samples for you to become even more powerful when you're reaching out to these prospects. Number 2, I want you to organize your list as quickly as possible, accessing the phone numbers and the contact information of all of the open listings or for sale by owners you want to go after. And number 3, I want you to get on the phone and start making calls. I want you to continue to be an appointment setting machine, and let's start getting in the doors of those opens and for sale by owners to show them exactly why they should list exclusively with you. So have a great week, get into action, get on the phone, and I'll see you soon.